Once you get a couple of scars, you'll see how stupid they really are. It's got to be scarred first.
Bill Duke is a veteran actor, director, and he is most notably known for his roles with Arnold Schwarzenegger in action films like Commando, Predator.
You scared, motherfucker? Well, you should be, because this Green Beret's gonna kick your big ass.
I eat green berets for breakfast.
And right now, I'm very hungry.
I can't believe this macho bullshit.
He has been in this business for a long time. In this short clip, he will share his ideas about what people pay in order to reach that kind of a success that many young people long for. There's an important lesson to learn in this video. We'll be talking about integrity, morale, and honor.
What if someone says, well, I'm going to be 30 in March, so, I'm just going to pack it in. I'm not going to make it here. What about this new pressure, this 30 under 30, 25 at the top, people in tech, developing apps, whatever, this new bar that we've set that where you have to be a certain age, or if you haven't, might as well pack it in.
Well, the system is set up for the youth, and they assume that whatever older ones of us have survived, and then wisdom of knowledge that we have is irrelevant. I just pat them on their little damn heads and say, good luck.
This is so true. The question was about the burden of performance, the feeling of missing out. Just recently, my brother called me. He was talking about living a life in such a way so it doesn't slip through your fingers. Meaning that we have to engage in different things, activities, so that on a deathbed we don't regret not experiencing, not partaking in social constructions that other people created for us to consume. I understand where it's coming from, and I'm all for it, but there's time and place for everything. We have to understand the cost of success, and sacrifice is paramount if you want to reach something. Of course, there's always room for activities, for fun, for entertainment, but you have to always choose your battles. Are you going to go on with your diet because you have come so far and you don't want to ruin your progress? Or will you be tempting to join your friends and eat some pizza or burgers and drink some beer just because you felt envious last time they were getting together without you? Long-term success versus short-term gratification. Bill mentions that people take old wisdom for granted. You're an old relic, you're a boomer, without realizing that there might be a kind of truth that eventually will help in your own progress.
When I was a young man, there was a saying, I never forgot it, and it was, when I was a young man, I thought my father to be a fool. Now that I have grown older, oh, how wise he has become. So when you're young, you think you know every damn thing, until life smashes you in the face with the truth of its indifference toward you.
It's the strangest thing. I think many of us go through that same kind of a period where we think that elderly, they don't know nothing. They have lived their own lives without adopting modern way of living. They cannot possibly know how to get successful and how to progress in life as it is now. But the thing is, wisdom is not about social constructions. Wisdom is about experience as a human being.
A society grows great when old men plant trees, the shade of which they know they will never sit in.
And although it encompasses both social and biological parts, there's a huge difference between knowing what life is about internally, which doesn't change at all with living standards nor social constructions, and thinking that just because you adapt to technological advancements, current state of humanity, you will be more successful than the previous generation. You see, the problem lies in the definition of success. Just because you have a lot of zeros on your bank account doesn't mean you're automatically successful. There's a huge number of very successful, materially speaking, people, yet they don't feel that they belong, yet they're not satisfied, and they for sure haven't reached peace of mind, because peace of mind is an internal work. It doesn't come externally.
And all those dumb people that you think are older and you don't listen to, once you get a couple of scars, you'll see how stupid they really are. got to be scarred first. You know, because us talking, they don't know nothing. Yap. Yeah, your generation's in the past. But when you get crushed, and by crushed, I don't mean by not being successful. Ask what the cost today of being successful is. It's coming out. So you have success, but you paid for it. And so with that success comes shame, because you wanted the success more than your self-respect.
Here he talks about integrity, that many people nowadays are willing to sacrifice their own integrity and self-respect in order to gain fame, in order to gain money, attention, validation, affirmation. Success is not an endpoint. It's a progress. It's about your own personal development. When you reach those heights in a hurry, very fast, you'll be sacrificing a lot of yourself, because there's always a price to pay. Either you gain something with steroids, both literally and metaphorically speaking, very fast, or you mature and gain something slowly. Any process that happens rapidly won't convert into wisdom, and it will come at a cost of your own well-being.
You notice all these people coming out now and saying, this is the price I've paid, and I've been this miserable for all these years. But thank God, I can say me too. And it took something off of me. Can you imagine being successful, knowing the price you paid, and choking on it for the rest of your life?
I came to think about Jim Carrey. Not all of these people who sacrifice themselves, their own integrity, know about it consciously. Jim Carrey had a rough childhood, and he did everything to get an affection from his own father. And that part of him translated into his career, where he became a great entertainer just because he was searching something deeper, and he tried to gain validation from others. A childhood trauma that made him a great artist, yet took something from him, a part of his humanity. Luckily, he's recovered now, so as per usual, you can gain wisdom from any experience.
Hey everybody, I'm just fine, I'm great, and I don't care about what I had to do, except when I sleep at night, or can't sleep at night. Reality.
What about wanting notoriety?
You see, when you sacrifice your own integrity and self-respect, you might gain something, but ultimately you won't be satisfied with yourself, because you ripped a part of yourself which left a hollow feeling of incompleteness, and trying to regain that part of you will be an upward battle.
Notoriety. These days people will do anything for notoriety. Some of the things I see on the internet, are they really doing this? He just pointed out to me yesterday, a friend of his is an artist, has been accused of sexual harassment of 3 women. But he pointed out to me one of these women has a website. And every she has hundreds of pictures on her website, right? The most obscenely, provocatively, sexually explicit pictures that you can imagine.
To clarify, he doesn't say that his friend was innocent, nor was that lady trying to frame him. He's just saying that you attract what you are. It's like being an immigrant in a foreign country and always thinking about being discriminated. You have this mindset in your head from the get-go, and you get triggered from the slightest thing that you perceive being unjustifiable towards you. You have that frame of mind, you have those lenses, and the slightest discomfort that you experience in life will always trace back to that motherboard that you have in your system, telling you that other people are always misjudging you, never taking the full responsibility and accountability for your own actions. and the way you react.
But a victim of this dude, who's getting no due process, by the way, because she said so, he's guilty. A friend of mine worked at CBS for 15 years, and a woman said that 5 years ago, he looked at her in a suggestive manner that made her feel uncomfortable. They fired him on the spot.
Any kind of system enables those who try to get by through deception, lies, cheating, stealing. For example, take welfare system. It's a great idea to help people who are feeling outside of the community, outside of the society. And as per everyone's ability, we chip in and contribute to the health of society as a whole. Then there are other people who see this as an opportunity to increase their personal gain and do everything in order to cheat the system. This is exactly what Bill is talking about. You cannot blame women who frame other men so that they can gain something from those situations. This is not personal. It's about the system that enables such a behavior. They just happen to be in the right place at the right time. And as we know, personal responsibility, integrity, morale are things that demand high consciousness. And we cannot assume that every person will be a good citizen as you and me, whatever that means, of course.
They don't want the publicity. So these days people do things, sexual acts. I mean, this murderer was on, and he put a selfie up talking about how he killed people and how he did it. He didn't use a gun because he wanted to use a knife and see them die slowly. And then there are little kids now taking drugs and doing other kinds of things online.
This becomes more and more prevalent in modern era. As the populations grow and the competition becomes ever so fierce, people come up with different mad ideas in order to get notoriety, in order to get recognized. Attention has become coin in social media lifestyle. And to get that attention, there are no limits to what you're able to do. Like talking about how you murder people or showing off your unfiltered body parts. I mean, hey, you get money, you get fame. What's more to wish for?
Young girls' sexual acts, bullying, and saying how brave I am, and little girls going to school, 12 years old, with guns in their backpack, and people getting shot. I mean, for notoriety, I guess being famous now has taken the place of any kind of self-worth. As long as you like me, I'm okay.
Also, the difference between the era that Bill Duke lived in and the current era is that children were able to be children and they took time with the process of maturity. But today it's a different ballgame. As children become 3, 4, 5 years old, they get iPads and they have all of the world at their fingertips, able to surf to the darkest corners of the internet. Their young minds become so corrupted that there's no turning back. Maturity has to happen organically, and this kind of a fast-paced life that we have today is just too much poison for the young mind to comprehend.
I gotta like myself, because you like me. But when you're alone, doesn't that bother you? I don't understand how just having recognition or having people know who you are, or having 1 million eyeballs, I guess that gives you identity these days. And that's just beginning. And the next 2 generations.
You see, the way it is today, is that from the moment you open your eyes as a child, you find yourself in a race for most attention. If before it was about hard labor, today it's about attention. And without even understanding what you are chasing, you automatically gain a lot of competition, because if you are not out there, you don't exist. And it somehow substitutes the parental love that you never got anyway because your parents are always working. So it becomes a vicious cycle of traumatic experiences and drifting more away from the place of real being, real life. We all know what it takes to become successful, like on this platform, YouTube. It's about drama, sexuality, celebrities. But before taking that route, you always have to ask yourself, what does it cost? Am I willing to pay that cost? What do I gain? What do I lose? Ultimately, behind the success, behind the closed doors, there will always be a person you won't be able to avoid. And that person is you. From a grand scheme of things, there's no bad or good in life. So the only thing you have to ask yourself, who am I? Success is a mindset. If you are satisfied with yourself, then there's nothing more to it. Want to know more about success? Check this video out. Leave your comments down below. But for now, Hossein, out.